Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sal Warner. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. Glad to have you aboard. Before I start, please, could you kindly subscribe and smash a like on the video? That'd be absolutely perfect if you guys can do that. Earth fans already in the chat. Big up, Earth fan. Here we go, coming soon. We sure hope so. In regards to Ugarte, of course, Ugarte has been left out of the PSG squad for their upcoming game in the league. So that is good news, isn't it? Surely that's good news that Ugarte being left out of the squad for PSG is a signal that he will be signing for Manchester United. There's only two reasons that you can be left out of a squad: is either you're going to leave or you're injured. It's one of those two, and at the moment it looks like he's coming to Manchester United. So at the end of the day, we should be getting some news in regards to that very, very shortly. It looks like it's inevitable. It looks like it's a foregone conclusion. It's taken a while for it to get going, of course. But we're happy. He's been left out of the squad. He won't play for PSG this weekend. So that is a good sign. And we have to be very positive about that he could be on his way to Manchester United very, very shortly. It's a matter of time now. It's a waiting game at the moment. We're just waiting for the here we go, which could happen very, very soon. Of course, it could happen very soon. And of course, I hope it happens before the game in a couple of hours. That'd be incredible, wouldn't it? Rickamank, what's going on, my friend? What's happening? PSG are really annoying to deal with. United gave them a fair offer for Ugarte. Yes, they have, and that's the reason why the deal hasn't gone through. People are saying pay up the money. Man United are a different animal this year. Compared to past seasons when we would just pay the money. We're not going to pay the money now. So PSG either have to give us the player or they're going to have a very unhappy player in their midst, and that's not good business management, is it? That's not good business still for PSG if they keep Ugarte. Ugarte's made it clear he wants to come to Manchester United, of course. He's made it very clear he wants to come to Manchester United. Manchester United agreed personal terms with Ugarte 1 month ago, and now he's been left out of the PSG squad. For whatever reason you think, it has to be a sign that he's leaving the club, and that means Manchester United could pounce on that deal very, very soon, which would be brilliant news for Manchester United, of course. Major news it is, of course. It's a big sign. As I said, it's either he's injured or he's leaving the club. It's as simple as that, or he's suspended. But at the end of the day, it's none of the other two, so there's only one other outcome. He's leaving the club, and Manchester United are the team he should be going to. Hello, Night Running. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. Hello, everyone. It's sunny Friday, but don't forget £3. Yeah, of course, all day long. Humanity is everything and peace is everything. That's what I like at the end of the day, is peace and happiness. You see, with human beings, we prosper with kindness. That is what the best thing about being human is. Humans prosper with kindness. Humans achieve with kindness, and that is what I will always say in regards to that. Danny B, good afternoon. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Big up Randy, big up everyone. How you all doing? Thank you for joining me. So, what do you feel about the Ugarte news? It's fantastic news in one regard. I mean, it's not nice on PSG, of course, but on regards to us, we're happy about him being left out of the squad for the game, for their league game. So it is an important development. And that means that it's very close. It could be very close. We could be getting a here we go very close, because it's obvious that he's not going to play for PSG again. It just looks that way. And that means that Ugarte, more or less, should be a Manchester United player, because the terms have already been agreed in regards to personal terms. They've already been agreed. And that means that there's a foregone conclusion here. There's only one way this is going. Ugarte is going to be a Manchester United player. And I said it weeks ago, and I said there will be developments today, and there is developments today, of course. I said it a few days ago, a week ago, that there will be developments today, and there is developments today, and I'm absolutely delighted that he could be becoming a Manchester United player. It would be a travesty if he didn't, at this stage, at this position, not become a Manchester United player. It would be a bit mad if he didn't become a Manchester United player after everything that's been said, everything that's been done, of course. Absolutely brilliant news in regards to that. Night Running, Ugo is coming, left out of the squad, only says one thing. Exactly. Well, Night Running, it says a couple of things. There's either he's injured, he's suspended, or he's leaving the club. And it's not the other two, so that means he's leaving the club. And there you go, guys. Friday, I said it, the developments on Friday, and the developments are occurring on Friday. You see, the source is right here, guys. No made up stuff. It's all out here, guys. So at the end of the day, we hope, we pray, we get a here we go very, very soon in regards to that. Very, very soon. And guys, we'll be over the moon. We need that player. We need the player to shield our defence. We need that enforcer in midfield. And he can battle it out with Casemiro, of course. Casemiro looks likely to be staying. McTominay, of course, could be leaving Manchester United. McTominay, he could be going to Napoli. McTominay from Manchester United to Napoli. Don Scott will be going to Napoli, of course. So that will be a huge move for him. A very, very different move for Scott McTominay, of course. Going to Napoli will be a culture shock for him. I'm excited for tonight, night running. Big up United tonight. We got Fulham tonight, of course. I'll be coming to that. It's the biggest, it's the match build up towards that. It's a massive game tonight. We have to win that game. It is so important that we win that game, of course. Kadioglu's next. Yes, my man. I love the positivity, Robert. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Kadioglu is next. Turkish international, left back, left wing back, left-sided centre back. We need to hijack that deal. I believe something could happen with that deal. Once the Ugarte deal is out the way, something could happen in regards to Kadioglu. Really excited about that, of course. Really enthusiastic about that deal. I believe that could happen. Remember, we've got until the 30th of August for the transfer window to close. 11 p.m. UK time, 11:30 Scottish time PM. So we got a long time. A lot can happen within now and the time then. So a few more players can come in, a few more players can come out too. There's a lot of excitement going around Manchester United. We'll have to wait and see. It's not been confirmed yet. Kadiog is going to Brighton. No, he's basically agreed to go to Brighton, but Manchester United can hijack that deal. Can hijack that deal, Danny. Absolutely. He hasn't been confirmed a Brighton player yet. He hasn't been a here we go as a Brighton player yet. So we have to wait and see. But obviously there is a chance that Manchester United could hijack that deal. Time is of an essence, of course. Manchester United do not have time on their side when it comes to Kadioglu, of course. So we have to wait and see. If not, we will try again for Hamaso. It would be great if we can get a left-sided player in there, because at the moment Luke Shaw looks like he's not going to be fit for a while. The way Ten Hag was speaking, it looks like Luke Shaw isn't going to be fit anytime soon. You know it in his body language. You know that he's not going to be fit, is he? You know, so we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. It is still pending, the Kadioglu deal, of course, to Brighton. Brighton have had a decent summer, of course. They've signed Minter, Gaida, Waifa, Osman, Yakure, Gomez, Rata. They've signed a few players there. So let's hope. Let's just hope that everything works out and he doesn't go to Brighton, because I feel that would be a waste. Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen is he will do well at Brighton, and then some other team is going to buy him for 50 million, and that's what's going to happen. And that's what Brighton do. Do the same deal as Brighton are and give them Lindelof as a sweetener to get him off the books. Yeah, that would be nice. Brighton have not struck a deal with Kadioglu yet. It's not confirmed, so we don't really need to give Brighton anyone, but they can take Lindelof if they really want Lindelof. They can take Lindelof from my hands if they like. That would be nice. They can take Sancho as well, Maguire, if they like. We'll give them all free if they like, in a bargain bucket deal like KFC, bargain bucket, or whatever chicken shop you like. Could be Chicken Spot, Perfect Chicken. Could be any one of those, but it is a bargain bucket deal. Maguire, Lindelof, and who else? Who else can we give him? Maguire, Lindelof. Who else is there? Eriksen. We can give him Eriksen as well. Bargain bucket, guys. Bargain bucket. Luke Shaw's one big bargain bucket, so we can't give him Luke Shaw. That is one big bargain bucket of itself. Completely different bargain bucket. That's a bargain bucket with wings, mate. That's a bargain bucket with chips and a Viennetta. That is what a bargain bucket is, guys. Luke Shaw is only out for 5 weeks. He will come back with as time. I hope so, my friend. I do hope so. I hope he does come back, and I hope he comes back stronger. Disappointed in regards to Højlund being injured as well, night running. I'm disappointed as well about him. At the end of the day, I was hoping that he would be fit for the start. We are playing for 4 games before the international break. We are playing 4 games. Yeah. To be honest with you, when you talk about international breaks, night running, I get a bit down. I get a bit disappointed, because I'm really excited for the Premier League. and I don't want to see England anymore for the time being. I want a big break from England, and now that England have appointed Lee Carsley as an interim manager, don't worry, he'll be staying there, right? I'm very disappointed. Even the USA appoint Pochettino, and we got Lee Carsley. Isn't he Irish? I'm not sure, but I swear he played for Ireland. So I'm really not looking forward to England international break. When you say international break, it's like, oh, for goodness sake, international break. How are we going to have an international break? And it's just finished the Euros. Madness. Only 4 games as well. Should be about 10 games at least. I say give Fenerbahce Lindelof for free, part of the sort of for 30. That is a possibility, of course. Jose Mourinho is a big fan of Kadioglu, of Lindelof. Of course, he signed him for Manchester United, so it could happen. It could happen. Don't never say never. What could happen is that Manchester United get the deal through the door for Ugarte, which looks like happening, of course, with the news today, and then they move on to the left back position, left-sided centre back. Now, there is rumours, and I have said the last week or so, the last 2 weeks, that Manchester United have a surprise signing in the mix. They have someone who we're not expecting to sign will sign. And this is what I've been hearing in regards to the end of the transfer window. So there could be a major deadline day signing. I mean, it could be Ugarte. Big up, bro. Big up, Mark. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to the game. Yeah, so at the end of the day, Danny, Lindelof would be a great deal to go to Fenerbahce. He'll be brilliant if we got him off the books, of course, and we've done a deal with Kadioglu. That would be nice. But obviously, Jose Mourinho didn't leave Manchester United on the best of terms. Of course, we have to remember that. And he would like to keep his best players in that squad. But it does look like Kadioglu is leaving Fenerbahce, whether that is for Brighton and Hove Albion or that is for Manchester United. He does want to play in the Premier League. He's openly said that he wants to play in the Premier League, guys. So excited for whatever's going to happen within the next 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. We got until the transfer window closes, of course. It's going to be an absolute hell of a ride, guys. So buckle up. We got a lot of things to happen. We got the game tonight, of course. It's a massive game tonight in regards to the Fulham game. We cannot slip up. We have to get those 3 points. I'm seeing people online already laying in on Erik ten Hag. Already, the season hasn't even kicked off yet, and we got so-called fans basically criticising Ten Hag before we've even played a football match. It's crazy when you think about it. I know that these fragile egos have been hurt, but the thing is, social media is a fantastic thing, right? Social media is a fantastic thing, but boy, oh boy, it's given people with big mouths and little brains a platform, and that is a recipe for disaster. At the end of the day, I see them online. I'll mention them if you like. They're absolute clowns, and they're going to carry on slandering Erik ten Hag all season, finding any excuse to take a swipe at the manager. That's what they want to do. They're absolutely crazy at the end of the day. Mad people. Dark Crow, how you doing, my friend? Sal, how many seconds to kick off? How many seconds? How many eves to to Christmas Day? It's like Christmas Day, isn't it? How many seconds? How many milliseconds to kick off? We haven't got long, guys. It's 11 p.m. my time, so I've got a late one tonight, of course. Man United play late, of course, and I will be up, of course, with all that emotion at that night. Can't be good for your blood pressure, but we're here late at night watching the game, late with you guys in attendance, everyone in attendance as a big bunch of maniacs watching Manchester United, hoping that we win. Hopefully we win and we do it. I said 5-1. I'm not going to sway away from my prediction, of course. I'm not going to sway away from my prediction. I would place a bet, but I'm in the Middle East. We don't bet over here. There's no betting over here. It's illegal, so I can't do that. But I feel like it would be Manchester United 5, Fulham 1. That's my score for today. Now, and another news, Manchester United and Jadon Sancho could be parting ways. Chelsea have said to be interested in Jadon Sancho. And if Jadon Sancho went to Chelsea, I'll eat my microphone, because that would be an absolutely brilliant deal for Manchester United. Straight cash deal, of course. And I'm driving there myself. I'll go from here, the Middle East, all the way to Manchester, all the way down to London, just to drop him off at Chelsea myself. It'd be absolutely amazing if he did end up going to Chelsea. Chelsea are big admirers for Jadon Sancho. Of course, years ago, before we signed him, Chelsea were interested in Jadon Sancho all those years ago. They loved him as well. We ended up getting him. I really wanted Jadon Sancho at that time. I thought he was a baller. I thought he was going to be a brilliant player. But at the end of the day, it just hasn't worked out. And with everything in between, it's really hard to mend relationships when they've just been broken. It's like breaking a pencil and trying to sellotape it back together. It's never going to be quite the same. So if Jadon Sancho goes to Chelsea, I think it'll work out for him. As a Londoner, he would do well there. He's a Londoner. He would like to go to Chelsea and live in London, of course. That could happen. That would be a great move for Manchester United, because then we can reinvest some of that money into the transfer kitty and we can get some more deals done, of course. It'd be brilliant news if he does leave the club, of course. We do need a few of those players who are coming to the end of their contracts, a few of those players whose legs have gone. We do need some of them to leave the club. It is becoming a bit of a problem at the moment, a piece of meat stuck in between your teeth that you can't get out. It's one of them ones where Manchester United cannot move on without moving these players on, unfortunately. And if Sancho does leave, whoever he leaves for, Chelsea would be a great move. You could just see Jadon Sancho at Chelsea, can't you? You could just see him at Chelsea. I can see him at Chelsea. He suits Chelsea. He just suits Chelsea. It's something about it. It's that London feel, you know, Jadon Sancho being a Londoner and Chelsea being from London, of course. So it just has that air, that feel of Jadon Sancho has that feel of Chelsea. You know, he has that Chelsea thing about him, if you know what I mean. Now, of course, it is the game later on tonight. Very excited about the game. Very excited about my prediction, because I believe my prediction is going to come true. I don't know about you, but I feel like it's going to come true. And really excited for the Premier League to be back. Real football is back at last. Real football is here at last. International football and real football. We had to suffer the mental trauma of Gareth Southgate football for a month, and I was doing watch-alongs for every one of those games, to the point I gave up, guys. I gave up. I said, bun this. I'm not doing this anymore. I've had enough of it. Dark Row, let's say Dark Row. Sal, if your prediction of 5-1 happens, then I will send you a return ticket, Dar es Salaam. And if my prediction 2-0 happens, then you will send me a ticket to Abu Dhabi. Deal or no deal? Deal or no deal? Goodness me. Then that's a tough one, though. Is that fair? 2-0 is quite a common result, mate. 5-1's not a common result. I'm putting my neck out there and saying 5-1. If you say 6-2, then I would understand. Do you know what I mean? But 2-0, Man United, 2-0, I would take that 2-0, by the way. I have to think about it. Let me think about it. Maybe after 88 minutes, I'll let you know. No, I'm joking. Let me think about it. That's a good deal, actually, to be honest with me. Dar es Salaam, though. Dar es Salaam. Ticket to Dar es Salaam. You're sending me to Dar es Salaam, and you want me to send you to Abu Dhabi. Mate, you got to get me a ticket to the Bahamas. You got to get me a ticket to Mexico, somewhere like that. And for 2, please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But big up, Darko. Big up. Any update on Ugarte? Yeah, I just made an update my way. How you doing? Good to see you. How you doing? You're doing good. You're doing good. How you doing? I'm doing good. Yes, Ugarte has been left out of the PSG, Paris Saint-Germain squad for their game at the weekend, which is very, very significant because it is a league game, of course. So once the player has been left out of the squad, it can either be 3 things. He's injured, he's suspended, or he's leaving the club. And I believe he is leaving the club. He will be leaving the club very, very soon. And we will get a here we go in regards to Ugarte. Now, Scott McTominay, the deal for Scott McTominay going to Napoli. Can you see it happening? Will it happen? Scott McTominay of Manchester United going to Napoli. The first deal between Napoli and Manchester United. How about that? Who would have thought it? The guy, Scooby-Doo. We call him Scooby-Doo because he goes missing. He hides behind players so people don't pass the ball to him. He's going to go to Napoli. They won't have that. They won't have that. They make sure they find him. They make sure they'll find him. Make sure they remove the mask, just like they do in Scooby-Doo. They will find him if he down tools at the Diego Maradona Stadium, of course. So we have to hope that Scott McTominay does leave. Ugarte looks pretty certain to happen, to be honest with you. I think it's like, I'm going to say this. 85% sure Ugarte will be a Manchester United player come Brighton. Before we play Brighton, I believe Ugarte will be a Manchester United player before we play Brighton, guys. That is my sacrifice. My sacrifice, as Creed once said, that is my sacrifice at the end of the day. Now, I want to talk briefly about Erik Ten Hag, and I want to talk about his press conference. I want you to know this. Ten Hag is a master at the mind games. Ten Hag loves to play mind games. He's very subtle in the way he plays mind games, but he does play mind games. He does say things that you go, what? But he doesn't mean it. He is twisting it. He is very smart. Ten Hag is a very smart manager, and he does play mind games. And I want you to bear that in mind. When you watch his press conferences, he is very cute, not cute. He's, well, some may find him cute. I don't find him cute. That would be a bit dodgy. But at the end of the day, he is astute with his words. He's very astute with his words. He's very smart with his words. And he does say things to manipulate, but they're not true, if you know what I mean. So it's very important that we understand that Ten Hag does play Mastermind. Who remembers Mastermind? He does play mind games. And it's very important that we understand that Ten Hag does play mind games, of course, and he's very smart. Smarter than some of those guys on Twitter who are downplaying him, who are criticising him for every single thing. If he sneezes, they will criticise him, of course, because they were wrong last season, as we all know. Dark Row. Sal, when was the last time a Scottish player played in Serie A? Let me think about this, mate. Let me think about this. The last Scottish player to play for Serie A, in Serie A, it wasn't Graham Souness. I'm going way, way back. I think it was... Did John Collins play in Italy? Who else played in Italy? John Collins played in Germany. John Collins played in France. I'm trying to think about this one. I'm not going to look at my laptop. I'm trying to think about this one. Who was the last Scottish player to play in Italy? I'm going to have to think about that one. You got me with that one, mate. You have actually got me with that one. That's crazy. Darren Fletcher, no, they didn't play. I'm going to think about all the Scottish players who played in Scotland, of course, who played for Scotland. So we got Ali McCoist didn't play there. I'm trying to think of all the Scottish players there. McGinn didn't play there. Inter Milan. Was there one for Inter Milan? I don't think there was one for Inter Milan. I'm not sure at the end of the day. I'm going to have to get back to you on that one. I said Graham Souness. That was a while ago. I said Graham Souness, goodness me, it can't have been that good. I know Irish, I know Robbie Keane's played for Inter Milan, I know things like that. If you said Irish, but Scotland, goodness me. So is mind games or just lies to the fans and the media? I think, to be honest with you, it's mind games. I do. I think he is a very smart guy. He's smarter than a lot of people think. I do think that. I think it is. I do. I do think when he talks about performances, I think he does cover it up and he does protect his players. I do think he does protect his players, which is good in one way, of course. But of course, you cannot sugarcoat things to fans because fans are smart. Fans know the game. But I think he's just protecting his players from the media sometimes as well, of course. Victor to Fiorentina. Big up Fiorentina. They're doing some good business this year. De Gea, of course. Florence is a lovely part of the year, a lovely part of the world. Didn't Tierney go to Italy on loan or stuff? Yes! Mark, you got it, mate. You got the internet in front of you, my bro. He did go to Italy. Where did he go? He went to. Didn't he go to Napoli as well? Was it in Napoli? Something like that. Something like that. He went there as well. Tierney did go there. He didn't play much though. It was either one of those things. Manu have finished Ugarte or not. Nearly. Belinda, welcome to the stream. Good to see you here. Please don't forget to subscribe or smash a like on the video if you like. Guys, Ugarte. I mean, it's not done yet. It's not done, dusted yet, but it is a nearly done. Basically, he's been left out the squad for PSG for their game at the weekend, which could, as I said, it could mean three things. It could be suspension, injury, or he's leaving the club. And it looks like he's leaving the club, guys. It does. It really does look like he's leaving the club. So, Belinda, hold on to your hat. It could happen. Ricky Mack thought he was going to Fenerbahce. We have to wait and see, guys. We have to wait and see what's going on. Ugarte is probably a done deal verbally. It's just the find out. Yeah, well, he's agreed personal terms, Mark, and he agreed personal terms a month ago, so he really wants to go to Man United. And it looks like he's pushing through that move. When a player wants to leave, there's only one way it's going to go, isn't it, Mark? It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Fiorentina offering 12 million. Wow. Mark Googles a lot lately. Darkro, we all got the Google. We all love the Google at times. We're not the bearer of all knowledge. Every single one of us. I know some of us like to pretend we are the bearer of all knowledge. I know, but Google is there. But it's not always true, Google. Do not always believe what you hear on Google, guys. There's some things on Google that are not true. Wikipedia can be edited by yourself. You can make yourself look like a superstar on Google. Absolutely. I didn't Google. I watched a lot of football. Me too, mate. Me too. Me too. I watch a lot of football, including Serie A. But I just don't think he played many games for them. He can't have played many games for them. Definitely. Definitely Googled it though. Say wallah. Say wallah. Mark, just banter, my bro. It's all banter, bro. It's all banter. We all banter here. We have a laugh here, man. We have a laugh here. Definitely have a laugh. But there's not many Scottish players who played in Italy. That's one thing we can say. That's one thing we can say. I'm taking it back to Graham Souness, mate. I'm going there. I watch, Mark, I watch a lot of football. Whatever football's on, to be honest with you. I do like Bundesliga these days. I'm going off Spanish football a little bit. I used to watch a lot of Spanish football, but I'm going off it a little bit. I'm watching, you know what, I'm watching a lot of Turkish football. I'm watching a lot of Turkish football these days. I was watching Demirspor against Fenerbahce, trying to watch it, half-heartedly watching it the other day with Fenerbahce and Demirspor. But I was watching those teams. So I've gone off a little bit Spanish football myself. But I am still watching football. 23 watching, only 9 likes. It's not fair, mate. They need to get more likes, mate. But that is a good percentage. It's almost 50% of you. How comes you're not smashing a like, guys? Why are you not smashing a like on the video? You guys are absolutely gassed. I don't know what's wrong with you. Aleaku, I am lucky as well. You are lucky as well, brother. You are lucky. We are lucky that we bumped into each other, my friend. Definitely. Mawaya, I think before the match start, it will be here we go, Ugarte. And what did I say a few days ago? What's the one thing that's going to boost the team against Fulham? Here we go. Isn't it? Even not that they need not that they need a boost, but I'm sure that will be a boost for them. I get free tickets to watch Fortuna Sittard. They're Dutch, innit? So I'm there once again, so don't clash with United. I know what you mean. I know Fortuna Byfield. Is it Byfield? Fortuna Byfield? Or Fortuna Sittard? Yeah, mate. This season I'm adding Danish Superliga. Yes. Do you know what? Luckily in the UAE we have Todd, and they show all these leagues. The Dutch league, the Norwegian league, the Swedish league. And I really love watching them. I've really gone quiet on the Italian league somewhat. I've gone quiet on the Spanish league. I like looking at these other leagues now. I moved on, been watching football 40 years. I've had, watching like the Italian league, Spanish league, with a scattering of Portuguese league here and there. Sometimes the Dutch league is pretty good as well sometimes. It's not bad. Hit the like button, Randy. Randy, exactly. Hit the like button, guys. Let's get the one up. Let's get the one. I know, Mark. I know it's Fortuna Dusseldorf. I was joking. Fortuna Sittard. I know you don't like Fortuna Sittard. I know you don't want to sit there and watch Fortuna Sittard. I was just saying, mate. It's a joke. Me joking, mate. Whose exit will be much celebrated? Maguire, Scots, or Lindelof? My goodness me. That's like deciding between an apple pie and custard, a toffee apple, or a sticky toffee pudding. Each one of them has their benefits. Each one of them, if they leave, has their benefits, and they are sweet regardless. Although some of them might be a digestive, a biscuit, which are not as sweet. We don't want some players to leave. We hate some players leaving, of course. I know Dusseldorf, German, innit? Big up Dusseldorf. I was Dusseldorf on Championship Manager a few months ago. Yeah, night running. Dusseldorf, Fortuna. No, it's Fortuna Sittard night running. It's Fortuna Sittard he watches. He told me. He's just lying to you, bro. Yeah, night running. Big up everyone. Mason Mount. Forget Mason Mount. He's got a mountain to climb. Talking about Mount, he's going to mount to nothing. That Mason Mount. Nah, good luck to Mason Mount. I hope he has a very, very good season this season, and I'll be supporting every single player on that pitch. I will. I swear down, I'll be supporting every single player on that pitch. And as I said, it will be 5-1. All three leaving would be sweet chocolate. I don't eat. No, you don't eat chocolate night running. What are you living for? What the hell is going on? Sort out your life. Sort out your life. What's going on? You don't eat chocolate. How can you not eat chocolate? Are you mad? I don't care. Chocolate would be the death of me, for goodness sake. I've got blood pressure and I still eat chocolate. I don't care. I just think, oh, whatever happens, it'll happen in the future, wouldn't it? Must love banter. Anyone who is good at big up. I'm trying my best, Mark. I used to be better. You know what? I miss the days when I used to laugh until I was crying and I couldn't breathe. And that's what I used to be like. You know what I mean? Fenerbahce. Can you imagine you born one day and you supported Fenerbahce? Come on, Fenerbahce. Come on. I remember when I was at school and we played Fenerbahce at Manchester United, played Fenerbahce in the Champions League. Who remembers when Fenerbahce beat us 1-0 at Old Trafford? Do you remember that game in the 1990s when we were just finding our feet in the Champions League? A guy, I can't remember his name, but he had a moustache and he scored against us and it looped in of a deflection. I can remember it. God, it was heartbreaking. I remember that. Bro, them leaving his Black Forest cake with alcohol in it. Oh my God, bruv, you're doing it now. Do you know what? There's this thing in Italy called bubba, right? And it's like sponge, but with rum. It's like a sponge, right? But it's soaked in rum. It's sweet, but it's soaked in rum and syrup. Oh my goodness me. I've put on 3 kilos because of bubba. I should sue bubba. I definitely need to sue bubba. I think I have a case. Sal, have you booed or would you ever boo any Man United player? No, I would never do that. I've never booed a player or a manager whilst I've been at a game. Never, never. It doesn't do any good. What kind of good does that do? Mark Barak Yilmaz, thank you very much. Did you watch that game? Bruv, I have found no one who has watched that game who can remember that game. When I say Fenerbahce, people remember the 6-2, they remember Rooney's hat-trick and things like that. But we beat them away 2-0 as well, didn't we? Do you remember? And then we lost at home, wasn't it 1-0 or something like that? Goodness me, you see some, there are Man United players. There are Man United fans out there, you know. There are Man United fans out there. Do you know what? Mark is one of them. Big up. We've been watching for a long, long time, guys. 4 decades. Either him, bro, I have almost photographic memory. Bad things are harder to forget than amazing things. Exactly. You're correct. During the years of the Champions League in the 90s, of course, we remember being knocked out by David Trezeguet, drawing 0-0 against Monaco. We do remember those bad things. The Dortmund game, I felt like, I remember Schmeichel weren't playing, Raymond van der Haar was playing, and we lost the game 1-0 in aggregate. 2-0 in aggregate, sorry. We lost the game 2-0 in aggregate, and that was heartbreaking because we missed a lot of chances in that game. I remember it. There's a few times I feel so that Leverkusen feel disappointed. But if I take it way, way back, when we lost 4-0 to Barcelona, those days, but drew 2-2 at Old Trafford. Trezeguet, yeah. But one thing I say about Trezeguet, Mark, Trezeguet was very loyal. When Juventus got relegated, Trezeguet stayed at Juventus. And he fought his way, along with Nedved, Del Piero, etc. They stayed. So, madness, really. That is loyalty. Big up, Hayden. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, that Robben goal was a brilliant goal, but it's another one, isn't it? We're sent off player. It's another one where we messed up. And there's so many times that we could regret. We regret those days where we messed up. We should have won. We should have won more Champions League. Let's be honest. We should have won more trophies. Let's be real here. We should have won more Champions League titles with that team, with the teams we had. Especially before that Barcelona team came, we should have won more. I just feel like we really slipped up a number of times and slipped up. I feel like we slipped up a few times. Even recently we slipped up. So Fenerbahce is that time we got levered by the fans throwing ish at the players and game was abandoned. We lost away, didn't we? No, that was Galatasaray, my friend. It was Galatasaray. We drew 0-0 in Galatasaray. Welcome to hell, basically. And Cantona kicked a fan or kicked a cameraman. He kicked a cameraman, that was, and yeah, that was that time, mate. It was a Galatasaray. Fenerbahce, we've never really had a problem with Fenerbahce, but Galatasaray, especially back in the day, they were a different animal. Their ground was different. It's not like it is today, which is the modern style stadium. It is. I went there a few weeks ago. It was a big stadium, but it's not like the old stadium. The old stadium, I think it was the Azteca Stadium, something like that. But it was a very hostile atmosphere. I remember going to Honved. We played Honved. That was very hostile. I remember going to that game. And there's a few games that have been very hostile, but the Galatasaray one was very hostile. We will win this game tonight. Felix, how you doing? Good afternoon. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Yes, we can. So will we. We will win this game. Of course, we will win this game. Of course, we will win this game, guys. We are ready for the game. Now, let me say this, right? Some so-called United fans are preying on our downfall, guys. Are praying on our downfall. They are praying that we lose today so they can say, well, I told you about that ball through. And you know what? I love social media. As I said, I really think it's given people a voice and it's given people a chance. But boy, oh boy, it has given a lot of people with small brains and big mouths a platform. And it drives me mad when I watch this, because at the end of the day, their egos have been severely hit and they just want to prove everyone wrong when they've already lost the whole debate. This is a new case, this one. This is a new season. This is the new case completely. This is a different trial completely. This season starts now. It is now you support the team. This is the time when you're supposed to support the team. This is right now is the time you're supposed to support the team. The first game of the season. The first game of the season. If you're not going to support the team on the first game of the season, when are you going to support the team, guys? When are you going to support the team? I love when we play Turkish teams, just the atmosphere is deafening on TV. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant when we play Turkish teams. I like it as well. Unfortunately, last season, Onana cost us a couple of goals. We should have went through in that group. Let's be fair, Onana screwed us up big time. As soon as we had a platform, we conceded again. We had a platform, we conceded again, and we ended up drawing 3-3. So it was disappointing last season. I felt like we should have really got the game, but the atmosphere was fantastic. It is a brilliant atmosphere in Turkey. I like watching the Turkish league. I do like watching it now. I do like turning it on and seeing what's going on. Hayden, I'm here. Ruud is the manager, not Ten Hag. Some content creators say these people are mad. I don't understand these people. Do you know what? During Alex Ferguson was never a coach. Sir Alex Ferguson was a manager. He was a manager. He was not a coach. He got other people to do his job for him. Carlos Queiroz, Steve McLaren, for example, Ray Mollerstein. He had other people to do the job for him. Now, Ruud van Nistelrooy is a coach. And these people do not understand what a coach and a manager is. They don't. It's like they've never watched football at all. They just want something to fit the narrative that they're trying to splurt, the negative narrative that they're trying to splurt. This is their problem at the end of the day. And they're so egotistical. They're so caught up in their own bubble. They've got a huge platform because of Mark Goldbridge, some of them. And at the end of the day, they just can't take being wrong at the end of the day. So they're making up stories and they're trying to change the course of history. They're trying to change what football is. Goodness me, they would say that the goals are triangle if they could. If they could say the goals are triangle, they'll say the goals are triangle as long as it fits their Ten Hag out agenda. And that's never going to change with these guys, because at the end of the day, you can't change the spots on a leopard. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. And that applies to them as well, to be honest with you. Absolute melons, a lot of them. Not sure where this Sancho to Chelsea is coming from, but it does come from a really poor source. Only proper news is Lindelof looks like going to Fiorentina. Lindelof, it's about time Lindelof left the club, and I think he will leave the club very soon. Whoever he goes to, he will leave the club very soon, in all honesty. But in regards to Sancho, I'm hearing a couple of people over here. I'm not going to expert name, but he could be leaving Manchester United this summer. I would like him to leave Manchester United this summer. Chelsea are one of those teams who are after Jadon Sancho, of course. Saudi are interested still, if he wants to go there. They do want to. Ruud reports to Ten Hag. Exactly, Randy. Ruud does report to Ten Hag. Ruud does report to Ten Hag. Of course he does. So There you go. That says it all, really. I used to like Ray Mullenstein, but I can't stand him now. The talk sports chatting nonsense about our manager. Ray Mullenstein is a very bitter character. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's never said anything positive in regards to Manchester United since he left Manchester United. I've never heard one positive thing come out of that guy's mouth. Is there anyone 2005 above born in this chat? No, because we are the realists. We are the ones before 2005. Me, you're a long way off, mate. I wish I was born in 2005. I wish I was born in 2005 at the end of the day, but I am not. Mawea, was you born after 2005? Let me know. Let me know. Who was born after 2005? I feel sorry for you guys, and I feel very sorry for you guys because you haven't seen what we've seen, and this is nothing to brag about. This is nothing to be smug about. But at the end of the day, I feel sorry for you because you haven't seen the successes that we've seen. And sad as it is, but at the end of the day, we will get back to the promised land. We will get back to where we should be. Ten Hag, the big flop. Nah, he's not a big flop, mate. I don't know if you're joking, though, fan. You can smell the bitterness when he talks about our current manager. It's been for years. Mullenstein has been like that. He's been doing it for years. He can't say anything positive about Manchester United. Jale, the dude is the big. The pressers is the boss. It's as simple, really. Eric Ten Hag's our manager, and he got a strong wind. Is his sales for the moment. Let's hope that Ten Hag has a successful season next season. One thing's for sure. I'm not going to lay on the manager. I'm going to support the team and the manager next season, and I'm not going to buckle under any pressure from people who think they know better because they got big egos and big platforms that were given to them from other people without any work. Right, guys. Yes, me, 1989, massive. That would make you 24, 25, no, 35? 35, isn't it? Something like that. 1989, good year. Fine Young Cannibals, 34. There you go, almost 35. Fine Young Cannibals. I'm 4 years old. I'm not going to say Mark. I just said it. I've given it away, mate. For goodness sake. You guys are gas. I'm just kidding. I'm giving it away. Yeah. Well, I've been a Man United fan since the late 80s, so guess you know that I've been a Man United fan a very, very long time, seen a lot of things, watched the Mark Robins goal on goal and celebrated like today. If you know, you know. I'm very happy, one more cup final, I'm ready. We're ready for another cup final, guys. We're ready. Oi, mate, night running. Richard Ramirez, listen, stop it, mate. Listen, stop that Sal's 1981 malarkey, right? 1981. If you wasn't born in 1981, you were born... Listen, do you know what was number one when I was born? Under Pressure. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Under Pressure. David Bowie and Queen. What was number one when you were born? Night Running. What was number one when you were born? I know what was number one when you were born. Night Running. Hi, Mickey, you're so fine. You're born. My name Mickey. Hey Mickey, that was number one when you were born, mate. Listen, that was number one. Oh, do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? That was number one, Night Running. When you were born. Yes, 86, big up the 86 crew. 37, I think. So, you and Benjamin Deli are the same year, mate. We're young at heart, mate. It's a long time ago. A long, long time ago. They used to serve milk when I used to be at school. That's how long ago it was. Such a long time ago. Me and my Manchester United VHS tape and my magazine in my bag. Living in a council estate, 5 of us, trying to catch the Man United game on the radio. Nowadays, people have it so easy. They could just turn on the TV and listen and watch and do what they like. It's all over the internet nowadays, guys, nowadays. That what I must want to say, me, 2005, but I am a big fan of Man United. No one is supporting Man United at my age. Respect for the 2005 crew, because at the end of the day, they didn't start supporting Man United when success came, because Man United have not been successful. It's the people who started supporting United around 96, 97, 98. I'm not judging anyone, but there is a lot of people, a lot of them, who started supporting them around that time, the turn turn of the century, 2000, 2001, 2002, a lot of them started supporting around that time, so they become a little bit spoiled. You see, when we were raised in the 80s, in the 90s, we saw things from all angles, and we did suffer a lot in regards to, we saw the process, we saw how we built and became, Mark, you know, we saw how we became a great football club. We saw the step-by-step how we became a big football club, and we know what it takes at the end of the day. Not saying that you guys don't, but there are a lot of people that don't, of course. Ten Hag's a great manager, and he is surrounding himself with people who understand his language, because a lot of things get lost in translation. Randy, absolutely spot on. People tend to forget this, that English is not Ten Hag's first language. He is actually Dutch. So he speaks Dutch, and he hardly spoke English when he came to Man United. His English was broken, it wasn't great, and people need to understand that. People are so smug. I like to see some of these guys go to an Italian, a Spanish, Portuguese press conference and speak the language. Absolutely. I used to watch Pele and Paolo Rossi on Better, Max Black and White. Yeah, there you go. You know what? There was so much soul back then, Mark. A lot of soul back then. We used to watch football. Do you remember Football Mondial and things like that? We used to watch football like just religiously, because we didn't have phones. We didn't have things like that. I know I don't want to turn this into, obviously, in my day, blah blah. But you know, in our day, it was dope, and it was really good. At the end of the day, in regards to the soul of football, we used to watch everything football. I used to record every United goal on a VHS tape and watch it back. Those are beautiful. They're simple times, but they're beautiful times, of course, guys. But, of course, we can get those beautiful times back. Of course, we will. 2008 is the best year in my life. One of my best as well, as a Man United fan. It was one of my best years as well, guys. I don't know about you, but I thought that was probably the best team. Since I've been supporting Man United, if I think about it, it's probably the best team. I like 99 the best because of who we were, the youth team, the class of 92. I like 94 as well. I felt 94, I felt 94 were hard done by because they couldn't play certain players in the Champions League. They had rules in the European Cup back then. You can only have a certain amount of foreigners. That included Irish. So at the end of the day, we couldn't play our best team ever in the European Cup, Champions League. Although that did help us with the class of 92, because we did bring through a lot of the class of 92 into the Champions League games, and that did give them a lot of experience, of course. So for me, 2008 was a fantastic team. During that time, I just couldn't see us losing. We win. The only unfortunate thing is that we didn't move on from 2008. I felt like, I know we went to the Champions League final. I felt like we could have won more in regards to the Champions League. We nearly won the treble, of course, in 2008. If it wasn't for a dodgy referee against Portsmouth, we would have done. Mark, you watch replays, you're not that old. Mark is old, mate. He is old. Mark was in Coming to America, and he was watching Coming to America with, like, when he was 5 years old, mate. And he was there watching Coming to America. Guys, I was watching Coming to America yesterday, and I was surprised how many people are still alive. How many people are still alive, guys? It's madness. There's 93, one of them is 93, and the other one of them is 88. I think Samuel Jackson is in that. Sorry, my conversation sways from side to side. That's the way I do it. Irfan, the next EPL Man United are the champions. Don't worry about that. We will be the champions. Back. Born in 1958, born to be a Red after the Munich disaster. Brian, what I love about this community, what I love about this is that we got fans from every single decade. You're born the same year as my dad, mate. As my dad. You're old enough to be my dad, so big respect to you, Brian. Thank you for joining the stream. You've seen a lot. You see people like Brian? You see people like Brian? They've seen 1968, right? They've seen 1974 relegation. They've seen us turn into a cup team in the 80s. They've seen us under the Sir Alex Ferguson period and becoming the best team in the world. Now they're seeing us in this recent decades of underachieving. And these guys have seen it all. So when people say, Ten Hag, ball fraud, this, that, think about people like Brian, mate. Think about people like Brian. But Brian also, one thing I would like to point out is that I became a Man United fan because a friend of mine, my best friend at the time, showed me a magazine of Man United, and it had the Busby Babes and people. And I was just reading through it when I was a kid, And I was looking at the pictures and I thought, you know what, this team is, you felt an emotional connection to the team, and that's what happened at the end of the day, and I became a Man United fan. People love Pele, and he was a fantastic, I love Garrincha. The thing with Pele, lots of his goals were not recorded on TV, weren't they? Some people say it's been manipulated. Do you believe that, Randy? Do you believe that? We all conspiracy theorists. 2008 best team on the paper, but 99 was the most successful. Yes. But although they did win 3 trophies in a row, they did win 3 titles in a row, both of them won 3 titles in a row. The 2018 went to 3 European Cup finals as well. But in regards to the 1999 team, they were successful throughout a decade, more than a decade. And that team, for me, has a special place in my heart. In my heart, that player has a special place in my heart. It does. 1999, I still want to, but still too young. I watch it, but mate, I can only say to you that in 1999, I managed to get a ticket for the game. I went to Barcelona on a coach. Could not find a hotel. So didn't sleep. Ended up walking around the streets of Barcelona until the early hours after the game. I was behind the goal when Sancho scored that goal. An amazing feeling, one of the best feelings you can have as a football fan, especially watching Beckham cross that ball in and flicked in to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It was just the most amazing feeling, and I've written a piece. Well, I spoke about a piece on a website. I'll send it to you. It's a really nice piece that I read. I was interviewed. A guy I think he works for the Independent or something, was asking people who were there at that time about their experiences of 1999. I gave him my experiences and spoke about that time in particular. Sometimes fate does play its hand. Fate plays its hand, and fate played its hand that season. Absolutely. Hayden, we've seen it all, we've seen a lot, and we didn't cheat to do it either. We didn't buy it either. We won it with kids. We didn't buy it either. Manchester United gave teams like Manchester City a platform to have foreign buyers. Manchester United gave the Premier League a platform for people to invest, because we made it attractive again, guys. We made the Premier League attractive. Not those fake teams, not those cheaters with 115 charges. We'll see you in League 2, mate. And don't worry, you're going to go to Brisbane Road, Leyton Orient, and they're going to absolutely pound you. Don't worry about that. My second team is going to pound you, mate. For me, the best is 2008. 2008, in regards to talent, in regards to individuals, squad-wise, was a bigger squad. But in regards and better players. I would say that half-heartedly. But what I would say is that the 1999 team had heart. Better heart. They had heart. They wouldn't just crumble against Barcelona. They had heart. They would not lose. They refused to be beaten. No matter who it was, they refused to be beaten. The 2008 team was a fantastic team. Tevez, Rooney, Ronaldo, Hargreaves, Piqué was on the bench, Vidic, Ferdinand, Wes Brown, Gary Neville, Edwin van der Sar, Ryan Giggs. It was a fantastic team, Nani. It was a fantastic team, a fantastic squad, but 1999, it would just always be my favourite. And it's always about opinion, of course. That is for both fantastic teams. But of course, 1999, because we tried so long, because we tried so hard to win the Champions League, and when we ended up winning it in 1999, the feeling was just so emotional, and I was there as well. So it was a fantastic feeling, absolutely. And I hope that you guys can feel it one day. You Manchester United guys can feel it one day, because you fans have not witnessed it, you've not seen it, and really you were not old enough to remember it, and that's not your fault, of course. But I hope you guys and we as a community can see it again. Hopefully we can have this triumph again, guys. That's what it's all about. Cole and York, Hayden, telepathic. And the funniest thing is about Cole and York, I never believed in the York transfer when we signed him initially. I was like, Dwight York, because I've seen Dwight York play for Aston Villa, of course, but what a combo. That's why Sir Alex Ferguson was a genius. He brought in Jesper Blomqvist, he brought in Dwight York, of course, and he brought in Jaap Stam. Those 3 signings were absolutely incredible, absolutely perfect. I would not change them for the world. And he could have bought anyone. He was just so smart, Sir Alex Ferguson. Combo, yeah, the combo was incredible. A night running, the best day I have had as a United fan was the 2005 FA Cup at the Millennium Stadium. We lost on penalties, Scholes missed a penalty, we dominated the whole game. I was actually happy at the end of the game. Why was you happy? I was in Madrid. Can I tell you the truth about the 2005 FA Cup final? The game in which we dominated, yes, we wore black, I remember. I was at the Madrid derby, Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid, in Madrid at the Bernabeu. That's where I was. I was invited over with my brother to Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid. That's where I was. And the score was 0-0 as well. It was 0-0 as well. But it was a league game. I was there. And unfortunately, I missed the game. Was gutted to miss the game. Man United dominated the game, watched the game afterwards, and I couldn't believe we didn't win that game. When I think about that game right now, it's the losses, as we said earlier, it's the losses that you remember the most. Brian Faskett, should we have won the treble in that Chelsea got robbed the FA Cup? Yeah, as I said earlier in the show, it was never a red card. There's never a penalty. At the end of the day, should have won that game. Had so many chances as well after that to win it. When it Carrick, didn't they get it cleared off the line? And Carrick almost scored. I remember it, Brian. It was, mate. It's the losses that hurt, don't it? Even though that was a fantastic season, it's the losses that you remember the most. Ten Hag will dominate the league when Pep leaves. Ten Hag will dominate the league from next season, guys. Big up Night Running, you were there. I was in the Bernabeu at that time, believe it or not. I've got a lovely picture of David Beckham scoring, crossing the ball. I was right by the corner flag at Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid. I was invited there from friends, and me and my brother went over there, and I was at the corner flag on that day in 2005. Because I remember it, because I was gutted. The only FA Cup final I've ever missed live. Night Running, because of our performance and dominance throughout the whole game, just the ball did not want to go in, so I was sad we lost. Mate, you know what? It just doesn't work for you sometimes. Sometimes the ball just doesn't go in. I remember in 1998, I know I'm taking it back a lot, but in 1998, when we lost the league to Arsenal, we missed so many chances. You know, like in the Champions League against Dortmund, against Leverkusen, we missed so many chances. But the thing is, the great thing about that Manchester United team is you could see, next time we'll get you. Next time we're going to get you. And that was the beautiful thing about that Manchester United team. It was next time we're going to get you. Don't worry about that. And we did. Mawaya, I've only seen Man United won 2 FA Cup, Europa League and the Carabao Cup. Mawaya, have faith, ye of good faith. Have good faith. You will see us win a league, and you will see us win a Champions League again. We are Manchester United. We're just a sleeping giant. Don't worry. This is a story, and this story is not finished. Manchester United, this is a period in our history that we're going to look back on in 10 years and say, do you remember when we went all those years without a title and ended up winning all those trophies? That's what's going to happen. Trust me. That's what's going to happen. You have to have the faith. Believe it. Yes, Brian Fowler, what a game it was, though. It was a brilliant game, Night Running. Unfortunately, we lost the game on penalties, but football, at least we lost to a great Arsenal team, not an overrated Arsenal team like today. It was a great Arsenal team then. Back then it was a great Arsenal team. Today's Arsenal team is not a patch on that Arsenal team. That is a proper Arsenal team. Not this Arteta with his facelift Arsenal team. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not that type of Arsenal team. It's a proper Arsenal team. But at the end of the day, we had the better of Arsenal over the years. We did have a better results against Arsenal. We caused Arsenal a lot of pain. Hence the hatred for Manchester United from Arsenal fans over the years, especially recent years. Yes, great game, chance after chance, missed out, played Arsenal for 220 minutes. And I remember, Brian, Cristiano Ronaldo was fantastic in that game. And it just, the ball just didn't go in. The ball just didn't go in. And sometimes it happens like that, faith. And do you know what I believe, Brian? I believe our defeats over the years are more important sometimes than our victories. Because we always learn from our defeats. Like 2005, then we went on in 2006 to win the league. And then we went on to win, obviously, the Champions League and League double, won the league 3 times in a row. You know, and this is the thing about our defeats. Our defeats, we always came back stronger. 1995, Blackburn ended up winning the double in 1996, of course. Leeds in 1992 ended up winning the league for the first time, 1993. You know, exactly. 1998, losing the league to Arsenal, ended up winning the treble in 1999. Our defeats have always been very, very important to our history. Our adversity is just as important as our success as well. I think we've got the best manager in England who will replace him if Ten Hag out gang gets their way. Listen, you know, the Ten Hag out gang, you know, they just drive me mad. They're just hell-bent on being right, and they don't care about the club, and I think they should be called out. I don't think they deserve big platforms that were given to them. I don't think they deserve it. I think that they're just very bitter, very unnotified people who haven't got the best interest of the club at heart, unfortunately. And sad that they're United fans, because at the end of the day, I can take the media, the rival media, the ex-pros hating on Manchester United. I can't take our own fan base hating on Manchester United and Ten Hag. Because when you hate on Ten Hag right now, in a time that it's the first game of the season, guys, for goodness sake, there's a problem with your support. There's a problem with support, and I have to say it. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolutely incredible show. You guys are absolute legends. I will be back for the live watch-along for Manchester United against Fulham at 10 p.m. Middle Eastern time, which will be 7 p.m. UK time, 8 p.m. Middle Eastern time. It's going to be an absolute epic. I'm very excited about the game. Night running, the one that hurts most is Drogba goal at Wembley final at Chelsea. The first game at Wembley, we conceded with literally seconds. I remember that game, I do remember that game. Boring game that was, boring game. But don't forget, we knocked Chelsea out of the Champions League twice. We beat them in the final, and we beat them in the quarterfinal, wasn't it, as well? So they can have that. Hayden, all they are is Player FC, Pogba and Sancho fans. Exactly that, Hayden, absolutely. And I'm tired of it. At the end of the day, if you cannot get yourself up for the first game of the season, when can you get yourself up for? It's a clean slate. It's a new season. You should be supporting the manager. You should be supporting the guys and just hope. Look, everything's positive this summer. We're signing players. There's nothing to moan about. I don't know what they're moaning about, to be honest with you. They're moaning, they're spoiled. You know, and they've just got big egos. That's all they have at the end of the day. I can't wait for tonight. Glory, glory, Man United. Glory, glory, Man United, Brian. Glory, glory, Man United. Night running. We go for 3 tonight. We go for 5-1. As I said, come on, you Reds, Maria. Come on, you Reds. Big up. United, United. It's a new season. It's a new day. New dawn. Not a new day. Peter Schmeichel ain't coming through the door. United, United, United. Night running. Absolute legends. Absolute legends. Thank you so much for joining me. Can't wait to see you guys tonight. Let's do this, United. Come on. Let's do this. Take it easy, guys. See you later.